Okay, good evening, everyone. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
I believe my screen is visible. Okay,
Yes, Picture.
yeah. Again, good evening, everyone, and welcome you all for another session of GreenCast Live by Green Future Network. So, um, today, today's session is actually going to be a little different because we were doing kind of presentations and traditional webinar series in past few Greencast live sessions, but today we wanted to make this conversation to feel more real and more personal and especially more reflective and talking about our purpose, careers, challenges, and the future of sustainability. And I think today's guest is the perfect person for that conversation. Okay, joining us today, Mr. Hasanka Padukka. He is a social entrepreneur, circular economy consultant, mentor, trainer, and sustainability practitioner with more than 12 years of experience working across waste management, social innovation, youth empowerment, and environmental resilience initiatives in Sri Lanka. And he's the founder and CEO of Vibhava Solutions and the co-founder of impactful initiatives, including Zero Trash and Turu. Throughout his journey, he has worked with organizations like USAID, GIZ, British Council, UNDP, and many others, supporting sustainability driven projects and also youth engagement projects. And what I personally admire is how he combines innovation, community engagement, entrepreneurship, and especially practical sustainability solutions in a very grounded and human centered way. So, today's conversation is especially meaningful because the questions that we are going to discuss or we are going to explore came directly from you participants. So thank you so much for joining us today, Asankar. We are really excited to have you today.
Thank you, Ms. Upeksha, for inviting me for the green like this
Greencast Live.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start. We can see like how many participants, like 36 yet. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead. You know, the time is 7. That's the usual way. It takes some time to join, and unfortunately, we had to change the meeting link at the last minute. I'm really sorry about that. We faced a little technical issue, so apologizing. Let's start the session, and also we are recording the entire session, and it will be available in our YouTube channel if you miss something. Okay, so we have in our today's discussion, I have like divided this into four main parts. So we will be exploring the passion and purpose. Also, we will be discussing about building a personal brand. About we will also discuss about our mental well-being while doing like passionate jobs, also the future of sustainability. So starting with the first one, exploring passion and purpose, I think one of the biggest question young people today struggle is, how do I know what I truly want to do with my life? And sustainability makes this even more confusing sometimes because the field itself is so broad and interdisciplinary. So I want to start with a question many of our registrants asked: how do we identify whether sustainability is truly our passion or just a temporary interest? Because sometimes people feel inspired by topics for a week or maybe a few months, but the long-term purpose is something deeper, right? So, Hasak, I would like to start with your journey. So, share your experience, how you came up at the level today. So, did you always know that this was your path? And did your passion evolve gradually through experience? So please share your journey.
Right. First of all, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much, Ms. Upeksha, for giving me this opportunity. I'm truly humbled and privileged to sharing my experience, which is again a passion for me to work with young people, and then I really want to see you all as a inspiring, sustainable professionals. So that's why. Both of us really want to get this done through this sort of a green cast. So, quite a question to answer. I think let's solve the puzzle by elaborating more on what is passion and what is purpose. So, more or less, it sounds similar and well connected, but sometimes people don't know they might have the definitions, but don't know the very simple truth behind those two words. Uh,
Okay.
Passion's always
If you have any
something.
slides, you can share. But sorry for disturbing. If you
Right.
yeah,
I'll share some slides at the end, but
okay,
I'll quickly run through
yeah,
with your questions. Is it that okay, or if
yeah,
I
yeah,
share
that's
the screens
totally
now? How does it work, Miss Work?
totally fine.
Okay, let me share my screen then. Uh, is it visible?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So, hi everyone, I am Hasanka Padukka. So, I'll give you a very brief intro about me. I goes as a social entrepreneur, but I wear different hats. I, some of you may know I am the co-founder of Turu and Zero Trash. Again, my passion-driven projects. I'm into waste management to circular economy, then reforestation and restoration, more or less training and consultation domains which I have not learned through many academics form, but by doing and engaging in activities and learning from failures. That's how I figure it out. My passion, right?
yeah.
So uh, I have some slide sets, so I'll run through in line with the Ms. Upeksha's question. So passion and the purpose, more or less, it goes as like something you love to do, and then more or less you have some sort of understanding about what you're going to do, but you feel very connected and then very relaxed, and same time you do have some enthusiasm, some want, a pain, a fire to get this done somehow. That deep connection is might be your passion, whatever, to do A, B, C, D activities. If again, sometimes a person like me who learn about waste management, who learn about plants, I didn't have any technical knowledge. I didn't do any sort of science related academics, but I learned certain things by looking into others' projects, learning from uh, more wiser persons, and then learning from even the informal collectors and people who are in the field. So that's how it is. So sometimes your passion, you will learn more about the things you like, and then also you will create certain things which you really want to do, and then you also grow it. It's not that just parked in one place. You will grow that idea or the activity for a bigger thing. So that is passion, right? And then also it gives a meaning for your life. Sometimes, now more or less, I really want to connect with you all very soon, right? Just to figure it out, where are you from? So if you have the capacity to type in the chat box, so just type the district you are from, right? So we have people, and
Yeah.
then yeah.
Participants, please engage with the guest speaker. So. Please, I think everyone can type in
Yeah.
the chat box. Yeah, it's available.
So probably you are from Colombo to Gampaha to Kaluthura and many from other districts. And then the other one is what is your profession, or what you do right now, whether you are coming from a business management background, whether you are coming from a science background, whether you are coming from art background. So that's what you do. So I coming from a purely a business management background, but I really wanted to get this done. So it ignite me to learn and more as much as many things, and then also it has given me an energy. So I even did some numbers when did I start through? So it was 2016, June 21st, we did a off-season hike with him in the Jaivira, Tarindu Kodikar and myself, and we ideated a product called Turu. Turu name was there, not there in the initially, but we really wanted to do an app, right? We was working for a telco, again, which is dialogue, right? So we developed this app when we work at dialogue. So before the Turu comes in, there was a project called Project Fountain, where Dimutukure and Heminder was leading the project, and we were fixing water purification systems. And we really wanted to set up water purification systems for students and teachers, and then whoever villagers who were affecting through the chronic kidney disease issue. So we did charity projects. So that really gives us energy to start something and then continue and then grow it to something else. That was our passion. It's not just tree planting. Anything we start with helping others or protecting environment, that was our passion. Even traveling was one of our passion. So of the most of the weekends, we did hikes. We went to different. We took different treks. We were fortunate enough to see some of the very nice sceneries in Sri Lanka in the hill country, right? So that was passion. That's something we loved and something we had an interest. It was a common interest. And then also it helps, the passion helps you uh, to face challenges and then overcome them. And then sometimes when you have the passion, money cannot, without money, even you can do certain things. So that is passion. Purpose is something bigger than the passion. So when you have a purpose, that means you have a meaning. Then if you get an average person in Sri Lanka, more or less, they say it's 76 years to 74 years of average expectancy. But I don't believe that based on the current human behaviors and the food systems, we won't live that long. So suppose you are now we are age in mid 20s, 20, now you are 25 years old, and then you really want to live another, suppose another 35 to 45 years, right? What do you do? Right? So these are the things which might be arising within your self right at the moment. What do I do when I grow? Now you're growing. Now you did A levels, O levels, and then now perhaps some of you are in jobs, perhaps some of you are in higher educational institute, but you must figure it out. What shall I do for the next 5 years, 10 years of life? What shall I do for the environment? Shall I do for people? What I'll do for the community? So that really is your purpose as a human being. What individually, what is your impact to the people? If you are team up with few more people, what is your impact? So setting up these green networks again is a green future network is again an impact. So likewise, that is a purpose driven thing. So sir, there are certain things you would like to do, And then there are certain things you really want to do before you move out from this world, which is has a meaning for sometimes people, for any living being or certain environmental ecosystem, so whatever. So you connect those things, that's where you find the passion plus the purpose.
Yeah.
Even you
Uh,
have passion sometimes, uh, dancing, art, music, that is also passion, not only environment, right? Helping others, volunteering, again passion. And then you put it meaningful word to the passion, and then you find purpose.
okay, if
Okay.
I may disturb again, yeah. Like you were saying, what doing what we love is passion, and also the bigger one is the purpose, and also I think self-awareness. So understanding about our maybe our personality, our strengths, how we work, the working styles, values. Also, they also play a bigger role here, right? So, and especially what naturally energize them. So, understanding about ourselves, having a self awareness is very important in doing this kind of a passionate job. So, what do you think, Hasak?
Of course, it like unless you identify yourself and your skills and strength, weaknesses, and then your more or less things you the wounds, and then the whatever weakness for weaknesses to strength, you can't do this anything at all. First, you have to know yourself, right? So no one else there to like give character certificates. That doesn't sounds anything. It's meaningless.
Yes.
You as a person, you give the character for yourself. First, you need to understand who you are, what you have done so far so on, what is your pathway, and then how you came to this situation, right? It was you, how your parents brought up you, and then what sort of a hustle you went there in the small days, and then what are the good things you did, and what are the mistakes you did, and then what are the physical advantages you have. Perhaps someone is tall and some may not tall at all. Some are thin and some are fat. Some can run fast, some can't run fast. Some can take instant decisions and play actively in team games. Some do good in individual games. Some can't play, but they are good in dancing to art, music, etc. Everyone is gifted with something because the five senses and the human body, we all are gifted.
Yeah.
Remember, there are certain people who are unable to have all these physical features. They are lacking of something, but they are still happy and then content, and they also see this world in a different way.
Yeah.
So have having a note about yourself is something which is mandatory to do anything at all, because unless you discover yourself, you can't discover the passion, because everything depends on who you are, your soft skills to physical capacities, and also the social background, and might be your education, and might be your mental status. So it's a collection. Neither a one factor will define you. It's always in a collection. So read yourself well, and that will help you to figure it out your passion.
Yeah, exactly. So reading about ourselves. So just I'm talking on behalf of the participants here. So just imagine if there is anyone who is unable to like struggling to identify ourselves. So is there any are there any tools available, or maybe I have heard personality test and all these things. So uh, do you have anything in mind, that kind of tools available to do that self-awareness to support someone who is struggling in that space?
I don't, to be honest, I don't have a tool. but I have one thing in my mind is that uh, take a quite a time and then think where you want to go, right? And then do a mapping about what you can and what you can't. And then understand what is missing in the equation to become who you want to be. And
Exactly.
then figure it out what is the gap and then bridge that gap. That's it.
Yeah.
Because no one, some are born talented, but some talents can be derived through formal education to informal education. So you don't want to confuse yourself that I still don't know what exactly I want to do, and I still don't know who I am. And is there any tool or anything? No, no. Don't wait for that. Start with something which you have. Uh, there may be tools, but I think
In
you
SWOT
don't need
analysis,
tools.
strengths,
Yeah.
identify strengths, weaknesses.
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone is a leader.
Yeah.
Upeksha,
Exactly.
everyone is a leader. So you lead yourself. It's a matter of you take control of your life. Even the hardships and the problems, not the exam problems. When the life throw you problems, you still hold your ground. You are a leader.
Yeah.
So
In our own
everyone
time.
knows who
Yeah.
they are. It's a matter of how they ignite that passion. So that's the thing we need to figure it out.
Okay. So I also feel one of the biggest mistake people make is like expecting passion to arrive before action. But the actual scenario is actually the passion develops after we become skilled or talented in or deeply involved in something, right? So that means the mastery, which the mastery will lead for passion. So do you agree with that? That the mastering about something will create passion?
Yes, yes, that is also true. No? So when you have when mastering something means you have spent a quality time for to learn that thing. No? So that is your passion. That is so. Let's now I have some slides for that. So how
Okay,
do you
that's
figure it
good.
out your passion? So as you said, to mastering something, that means you need to spend some quality time for that, right? So if you get uh, school days, right? So we'll get a classic example. Small days, we all play cricket. We have that passion to play cricket or do team games, right? So we spend this quality time. So after schools, more or less, all most of the people in my age, I don't know the new generations, but my age, we were in the ground, right? And then after 6 o'clock or 5:30, then the mother or the father will take a cane and then hunting us like now it's time to come home. Until such we are there. So that's how it works, right? And then now might be mobile phones to technology, anything, but that's how it works. So you enjoy spending time on it. And then you figure it out. The longer you do, then you learn certain things and then your skills levels up. And that leads to that then you figure it out, this is my passion, and you don't feel fed up, right? Every day it's excited and energized, right? You don't feel odd or you feel tired or worried, no repairs. You're still very energized. Daily basis you are energized to do this again and again. You are okay to do repetitive things, and then you are also have the willingness to learn more. For an example, I haven't studied about butterflies. Not something which I really want to share, but haven't studied butterflies. But how I figured it out was I went to hear certain sessions by experts, and I bought a one book to learn about butterflies. And then that's why I learned, right? And then I figured it out. There are crows and there are tigers and there are sailors. So that's how I figure it out. I have still more to learn. I have learned uh, at least 1%, right? So there are a lot of things, but the willingness is there,
Yeah.
right? Same as for the birds, right? I haven't still touched the fish, right? So there are a lot of things to learn, and if you have the willingness, then you don't have excuses, right? For an example, I was working for Turu for the last 10 years, such a long time. There were a lot of hard times, but I still like to do work. But if you ask Hasanka, what will you do for the next 10 years? I will say Turu. And I figured it out. Turu was my passion.
Yeah.
And then I feel fulfilled when I plant trees. And I did, giving that feeling that I did my part. I feel fulfilled when I get involved in waste management projects, that my tiny actions help to tackle a national level or a global level problem. Might be 1 kg of removal of waste, but I still contribute meaningfully, not just for photos and not just for branding. When I talk to young people, similar to what we do right now, I feel fulfilled. So when I help a budding entrepreneur, when I mentor them, when I mentor someone to pitch, when I when I help a university team or a startup to do certain green innovations, I feel fulfilled myself that I am sharing what I learn. I am sharing knowledge, the tacit knowledge which I gain by doing mistakes. I have spent a lot of money for mistakes. I failed a lot, right? But failing wasn't a financial issue or a time issue for me personally. But if you met me, you will not ever do the same mistake again. So this is how you figure it out, your passion.
Okay. So, any more stories to share about your journey? Any photographs? Anything else? So uh, or else we
Okay,
can continue.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll move through these slides and then
Mm.
I'll share some images. And then I know for a fact that out of all the people who registered today, some had a terrible fashion. Right? Even the link got changed last moment. You really wanted to join.
Mm.
If someone missed today's session, but if they refer this video through YouTube or any sort of a digital platform, that means you have the passion to learn, to figure it out your passion. So let's see how you figure it out your passion, understand yourself. So ask few questions. What activities make you happy? And then something makes you happy. There are a lot of things in this world which make you happy, but something good, right? And then what problems you really want to solve. Then I know there's a nice word called empathy. In Sinhala we call sahakampane. So when you understand someone else's pains, and then that process we call empathy. So when you have more empathetic heart or a spirit, you read others. You read others and you understand their situations, and then you trying to solve and then contribute to solve those problems. If someone is suffering from CKD, we really wanted to install water purification systems. When we figure it out, the forest cover is going down in Sri Lanka relative to where it was. And then we really were bothered and we really wanted to come up with digital solutions to, I don't say fix it, but to minimize it. And then when I saw young people not involved in climate action, just spend their time, I really want to start something called Guardian for the Future, get youth involved in climate actions. When I saw there were a lot of waste issues in Sri Lanka, and there were a lot of educated people. Most we say we have a higher literacy levels in South Asia. We call ourselves like literate, but I feel we are illiterate when it comes to waste. We can't even we can't do source segregation. So then I really wanted to get into waste to become someone expert in waste. I started in the other way around, where I did my empathizing exercise, becoming a garbage collector. That was my passion. Intentionally, I collected trash. I started from my backyard. I will show you some images. And then I've always talked about things. I visited many people's places. I talked to many people. That was my passion. Then I learned about these things. And then I worked so hard without recognition, right? Certain things are still not in the marketing angle. No images sometimes. Really forgot to keep images, reports, tracks, the impact we delivered. Because we never bother about the mileage we collect from the marketing, the number of people who was around us. We were never bothered about how people appreciate us and give applauses for us. And we spend less budgets into marketing. We really want to get the thing moving because that was our passion. And then sometimes now if I take Turu for 2026, November 16, Turu will be passing 10 years from the launch. But I still find it few more years back. That was the feeling. But I still find it I am not done at least 1 out of 10 or 10% from the total Turu change, Turu impact. I'm not done yet. So I lost my track about time. I was still thinking on how I drive Turu. But it was 10 years ago. We started Turu. So if you have that feeling with you for anything you do, and then it's easy, that mystery element, that feeling is that you are almost very close to figure it out your passion. So now let's combine everything and then try to figure it out. What is your sweet spot, right? So if you get now there are 3 circles. So all 3 circles intersect at this star point, which is sweet spot, which called passion and the purpose. So what are these 3 circles? First, individually, there are things you want to do that we call what do you love, right? What makes you happy, right? And then same time, the green color one, what people need and what people want. Forget about people, the society, the world, the economy, university, school, work organization, so social entities, what they want from you. And then if you know what they want and is something you really also want to do, and then you find more or less your mission. This is what you need to do, where you want to head. That is mission. But when you figure it out, there's another circle, what you're good at. I remember I told you some can run fast, some are thin, some are fat, some are tall, and some are short. Some are good in IT, some are good in management, some are good in talking but not writing, but some can't talk but nicely they can write.
Mm.
Some even can draw, speak, sing a song, and sometimes some are very silent but they can solve problems, right? And then when you intersect all three circles, that's where you figure it out. You are good in something which you really want to do again and again, and same time the entire world also needs some person or some actions. That's where all when you click all the three boxes, you figure it out. That's your passion. And when you have passion, when someone asks, what's your purpose? Trust me, you don't want to use fancy words to explain yourself. You will literally say, I want to plant 2 million trees. That's my purpose. My passion is about reforestation and restoration, green stuff. So that's my story, right? But now ask the same question for you, for each of us, of you, and then figure it out. Draw this circle, right? And then mark what you like to do, and then mark what you can do, and then mark what exactly the world wants, and then you will figure it out something. I really don't want to put you into a very small uh, subject area. So I keep it blank because when we talk about green future, we talk about sustainability, ESG to uh, carbon calculations to waste management, circular economy, blah, blah, blah. But world is beyond more than that. It might be personal life, social life, right? Might be political stuff, might be anything. So have that open mind. But today's we will more or less focus on green stuff because we are in the green cast.
Okay, so this is a very good, interesting one to do the self-awareness. So thanks for sharing that framework. Okay.
So Pekisha, I thought of giving some clues for people to figure it out passion. So
That's great.
the more you understand yourself when you actually put yourself into different phenomena, situations, right? Volunteering is such thing. I don't know how many of you have done volunteering. Volunteering means you do stuff, but not expecting at least thank you. You do stuff, probably it was not in the Facebook. You do stuff, probably you have not done journaling on it. And you do stuff, you don't expect monetary or non-monetary benefits from the beneficiary. So those are we call volunteering. So when you do volunteering and then you get more people, and then probably that will convert into a community projects. So throughout the school programs, Sunday schools, religious organizations, social uh, organizations, NGOs, we have done a lot of volunteering to community work. Those are part of non-formal education. And then also you can figure it out if you are pretty particular to green projects, get involved in nature projects, right? Setting up butterfly gardens, reforestations, beach cleanups, canal cleanups, awareness sessions, dramas for awareness sessions, even activism again a passion, right? That's why I really don't want to draw a line, but my more or less my content would be focused on green stuff, but it goes beyond that. So do these things and then figure it out whether I am on the right track. And then the hobbies, passion. So I used to do. I think I was used to telling there was a set of stamp collection with me way back in 1990s. I had a stamp collection. That was one of my passion, right? For some reason, it got damaged. That was my passion. And then the pets, like dogs to birds to fish, that was my passion. Farming was my passion because both my grandparents, they were one were pro into agriculture. He was a farmer, my grandfather. Other one, I still remember. I'm from Morotu area. We had cattle at our backyard. Then that was something I was passionate. When I have my own facility, I was doing. I had a cattle. That was my passion. I was loving to do that, and I was spending money on that. Even I don't have this in terms of food and other stuff, medicine. I was spending from my own money looking after a cattle. So that was something. And then we meet people. So if you get university level to school level, rot track, in track, ISEC, Leo, gravel cups to Toastmasters, environmental societies, circular societies, whatever, music to art, whatever the societies and youth groups you were there, it was pretty much volunteering. And, so then you figure it out when you did something in school days and you are very fond of doing it, and then when you grow, you start doing it as a passion. Western band to cadets, different martial arts to anything, you name it, even a sports. That was a passion, right? And then different technologies and skills, chess to carom to there were a lot of things. IT, gaming, that was passion. So these are the things how you figure it out. When you get involved with these steps, you will figure it out. This is something I really like to do. And I really want to do it again and again. I don't find myself tired or uh, bothered or stressed.
Yeah.
This is
Those are the
all I
signs.
want.
Signs of some passionate. If we are passionate about something, we don't feel tired and it doesn't feel like time is passing. So that's how you figure it out, right? Doing
Yes.
trying these type of activities. That's great. Yeah. So participants, if you have any questions please drop it in the chat box. We have a Q&A session as well, but feel free to drop your questions. Or if you raise your hand, we can allow you to ask the questions there itself.
Right. I was looking into the chat section. I find very seriously, we have a friend from Tamil Nadu, Chennai.
Yeah,
Very
from even
nice.
from India.
Nice. I've been to Chennai a couple of times. And then we have a Jaffna. Nice. Agriculture undergraduate. Very nice. Must be Kilnochi. And then we have Maharagama, and then we have facilities management, Gampaha, and also again undergraduate from Jaffna Agriculture, and then Life Lanka company from Colombo, and then Delhi. Yes,
Yeah.
been again few times for Delhi. Very nice. And then Kalani, applied chemistry, and also We have M.Tech in Environmental Science and Technology. Very nice. Kalania again and Jayavardhanapura Food Technology. See, that's your passion. Play with food, right? And then Sabaragamu University and Uvavelas Aquatics. Ah, nice. And then again Sabaragamu Kalutara. And then IChem. Yes. See, the chemical people. That is their passion. Play with the chemicals. And then export agriculture. And then the urban bioresources. Very nice. Ocean University. See, ocean. Again, a very passionate thing. There's a different world under the water. I'm very passionate about that. I have done 2 dives. See? Okay, Upeksha. What
Yeah.
next?
Okay, so as the second part, so we are moving ahead with the building a career and personal brand. So that's another part. So I think that is also an important reminder that we discussed that discovering our purpose is actually an ongoing process. That's what I understood from what you were saying. And okay, so once we start identifying ourselves or finding our direction, the next challenge is how do we actually build ourselves professionally? Because many students today they feel overwhelmed, maybe by the competition, the expectations, and also there's a certain uncertainty around the careers. So, from your perspective, what skills truly matter for most young people entering the sustainability field and also impact driven careers? And also, a few more questions. How about how to present ourselves in digital media, so how to stand ourselves as a personal brand? And what's the impact of networking? So I'll ask a few questions, so you can start with the skills that matter.
Sure. So, Upeksha, I will move with another slide. Then let's right. So I'll start from this. It's one of my own examples, right? So waste management, circular, as I said, I was into waste management, circular economy, reforestation, green innovation, trainings, capacity development, consultation, mentoring, youth engagements, and project management. So these are things more or less I acquired through informal learnings and bit of formal learning, right? But if someone really wants to get into these spaces, so there are different courses, standards, there are set frameworks, or even memberships are there, right? When you get into a platform, sometimes you will get more learning opportunities and then you will learn certain things. I learned through hard way, right? Very hard, difficult way. I said waste management is something else. So these are the things I built for the last 10 years, right? We were Solutions Private Limited, Turu, again, reforestation thing, zero trash waste thing, and the Guardians for the Future, right? So compost. So I'll take product by product example, couple of things. So I'm really worried about the food waste, right? If you go to numbers, 40% of our food out of the supply chain, 40% of the food in Sri Lanka goes to a lost, more or less. That will vary from 23% to 40%, right? Depending on the crop, that will vary. So forget about the supply chain thing. The amount of food waste, right, we waste at our home, get it? So I was really bothered about these things, all right? Even sometimes my calculations get wrong. The serving size are bigger. Sometimes I have to leave some portion from my plate, but I was very passionate about coming up with waste value. So Through compost was something we did way back in 2020. Yes, 2020, 2019, right? This was 2019, yes. So I was not enough. stage to start a compost factory, but I was very passionate. So I reached a particular garbage dump yard and I asked them, okay, I will buy few tons of things and I start private labeling. And then later on, I had my own composting yard. Turu had our own composting, 2021, 2021, yes. And then now we have some sort of a food composter. So my passion was there, but in a different form and in a different level. Initially, we had a different product, and product converted into a process, right? The initial product we didn't develop. We were buying the quantities in bulk, but we did the packaging. But right now, we have a solution or home compost bin. So linking this with your the question, this was something I did impersonally, learning through mistakes. That was my answer for your question. Unless you go for a particular course or a mentor or a facilitator or a resource person who teach you and gives you learnings and more meaning to what you need to do, how to do. If not, like myself, you need to do from the scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how you figure it out and learned with the skills. So that's trial and error and self-learning. And I think most of our young people are the trend or the normal way of accumulating the skills are just doing courses or degree programs or courses. But like we discussed earlier, without figuring out ourselves, like our skills and identifying ourselves, there is
Hmm.
no point of just doing a course, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
another learning from today's session.
yeah. So then I have few examples,
Mm.
Upeksha. So this is something called Turu seed pod, right? We really wanted to come up with a new solution for Turu to accelerate reforestation and also tie up with business element, right? So from Slintech, we got this product. It's called Turu seed pod. So you put seeds in this paper waste container and put whatever the ingredients, and then you do the labeling for marketing people, and then you sell this, and then people are inspired with this sort of I don't say new, this gadget, right? The container, and they also start home gardening, and they will experience young kids experience growing green beans to chili to ladies fingers from a tiny pot, from a pod, originated through a pod. So this was something we were passionate about. Now, this was a very impactful uh, product which we sell, something meaningful, and we really like to do with this for this one of the brands, leading brands. They ordered pods for the Environment Day event. So likewise, figure it out something, right? And then there's a meaning. It was always something new, bit of innovation, yes, but uh, this also did because of learning from the mistakes. So you will learn from small iterations, right? To
Mm.
make it more affordable, more practical, more feasible, more impactful product. So if anyone really wants to figure it out and then become a very successful professional, if you need to have qualities that something called interactive learner. I find it very often in the CVs. But uh, doing normal assignments, you will never learn. By doing stretchful, very hard, challenging assignments, then you will learn. So
Okay.
taking Suru seed pod into desk level was never easy. When we get the technology, setting up Turu seed pods, doing pods, 100 pods, 50 pods, it took many days. But by mistakes and lessons learns, we accelerated. So now we sell in hundreds and thousands.
Mm. Yeah. That's great. That's a great story. And while doing something impactful, you can even earn as well. Yeah. How about what's your opinion about having network, having this kind of network to identify passion and doing meaningful work, meaningful career?
So network is your net worth.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you get through, uh, if you get zero trash here, right? I just started from my backyard collecting plastics, right? I didn't knew even now we have many science students. If you know polymer science, there are different types of plastics, huh? But I didn't knew this as a management student. I didn't knew this at all. But I learn all these things. Not everything, whatever the essence, right? So when I start zero trash, uh, my network helped me a lot to grow it. When you have more people, I think trash, you can collect more, right? If you are alone, you can collect certain amount of trash, but you have a bigger network, you collect more trash,
And bigger impact.
bigger impact. So now take this for your example. When you know more people, you can do more big things, right? We started from my backyard. These are uh, very touching images way back in 2019. Yes, 2019. That was my backyard. Without a shelter, I started this, and I was collecting plastic from a rented vehicle all the way to Nigambo from Morotua, working with MIPA and MINIPA players and times. But and there was no paid employees from the beginning. It was me, my parents who were working with me. And then later on, the collaboration comes. Small startup, small person, without money, started something small. But at one point, we were sending plastics in containers, right? So that's how it works. Network.
Yeah. Network means network. Yeah. Okay. Um, so then if we move into the third segment of the discussion today, since it's already 8 o'clock, so that's about the mental well-being, feeling lost and mental well-being. Again, that is another like the people are silently struggling in this area. It's the fear of falling behind, especially with the era of digital and social media, because social media often looks like everyone has already understood their purpose and clarity, and all the opportunities are there and the confidence is there. So but we know that people are internally confused most of the time. Everyone is not, the social media doesn't reflect the actual scenario, only one part of their journey. So so with your experience, did you ever experience moments like in your own journey where you felt uncertain or stuck or unsure about your direction, because I think you worked for a company in your early career, then you started on your own. So throughout this journey, any moments that you felt uncertain and stuck, and how did you come out?
Right. So, having a job after university is more or less most of our uh, dream, right? That's why we learn. And then climbing the management ladder, going for a higher package, getting corporate benefits,
Mm.
and then get used to that bonuses, to insurance, to everything is, we find uh, very encouraging and very satisfied, right? Most of us, we do that. But starting your company, right? It's always not an easy thing, right? It comes with satisfaction, but that satisfaction and independence has a greater cost. You will, there will be
Agree.
days you don't have sales. There will be days you've been questioned by your employees when we get our salaries if you don't make money. There will be days you've been pressured by your suppliers, and there were a lot of hardships. And there will be days you don't have fuel even, and you have to stay at the fuel queue, right, to get pumped up. So there were a lot of constraints. There will be a lot of constraints. So having everyone is not entrepreneurs, right? But everyone can be an entrepreneur, right? Even though so-called entrepreneurs, it's not that obviously having a car or luxurious life and making revenue doesn't makes you entrepreneur. So entrepreneur is something else. Uh, you can be a professional either. You can be have your own thing.
Yeah. I will.
So
If I ask
yes.
this, ask the question like this, just imagine a student after passing out, maybe from let's say circular economy degree, then he's doing some kind of job related to the degree, but at the doing during the job, he feels like this is not the direction, this is not what he likes. For example, circular economy, and he gets a job in the waste management sector, and he
Hmm.
hates dealing with waste. So in
Hmm.
that kind of situation, how to correct it, or how to go along with the correct path?
Yeah, sure. For my case, I had a lot of issues, right? Still, I do have, right? I don't pretend that I have fixed my life with all the challenges. No, no. Life challenges will be in a different form even tomorrow. Might be the interest rate type, right? Might be different VAT to anything. It will be there, legal form and non-legal forms. There will be a lot of hassle. So even though you have passion, you will have the same
Challenge.
challenges. But when you have the passion, you will not let this go. You
Mm.
will stick to this, right? Whenever you make money, you will be happy. Even you doesn't make money, you will believe and you will
Stick with,
iterate
yeah.
yourself.
Mm.
Yes, I will overcome this very soon. And then you re-strategize it. You will know one way to get failed. Now, again, you add it to your backlog and then you'll figure it out in a new way. That's how it works. To answer the next question, the last question you asked, in terms of a student, uh, perhaps even though you are in the right place, sometimes you find that you are not a good match. So
Mm.
that's what happened. So, in such a scenario, don't quit from the job, right? Try to quit in your stance, right? Because you are not sure about what made you this misalignment. First, correct yourself. It not be must be your boss's issue, or not might be the industry issue. Perhaps it might be an internal issue. Figure it out what really hinder or showstoppers your willingness to work in this domain, whether it is an internal factor or whether it's an external factor. Unless you do the diagnosis right, don't do go for a quick fixes. Changing, if you have a illness, changing there's a single thing. Even you change your there's a thing. When you change the pillow, that doesn't make that you overcome the thing, right? So that is there. So figure out the issue, whether it is an internal thing or whether external thing. Unless you figure it out, it don't shift, because you are being given a challenge. You need to overcome that challenge. So job is a challenge with a written contract. You have given your time, your knowledge, your efforts from 8 to 5 o'clock for the most of all the 5 weekdays, and on Saturday or Sunday for a certain person to get his or her company's product or processes or solutions. So you are being liable to work. But if you find that I am not belong to this after a detailed in-depth analysis, right, then you decide go for another similar company, even that doesn't make well, and then you can do a career shift, and it's completely fine. Nah? Doing career shift, that's
Yeah.
completely fine. There is no hard and fast rule, right? Even I said these things. It's about your gut feeling. If that doesn't make sense to you, don't burn time. Again, I have to tell that there
Yeah.
is no good, right or wrong thing in this world.
Okay. So, since this segment is about also mental well-being, I also want to discuss about like trying to make impact, especially related to climate change and all. This can be emotionally exhausting as well, because there's a pressure to succeed, and also pressure to constantly improve, and also pressure to make a difference. And at the same time, in sustainability aspect, we are always hearing, or we are exposed to the climate anxiety, environmental crisis, and all the negative stories. So, how do we avoid burnout while still staying committed to meaningful work in
I
your?
think this is a very obvious issue, Upeksha. So we have lot of burnouts, probably because of money factor, financials, probably the pressure, sometimes uh, pressure from peers. I don't know. There were many reasons might be there. Uh, I'll get one example, right? Right. Thuru, right? So when it comes to when we launched Thuru 22, when we launched Thuru store, it was a very basic WordPress site. One of my good friend called Prabha Ponnambal. He did this for a very decent fee for us. Uh, I didn't knew how to operate a WordPress site, e-commerce, right? I didn't knew at all. But somehow we grow the numbers, and then the COVID comes and hit. So the very first few days, zero sales, nothing at all. Frustration is very high. You launch a product and you don't get one single sales. But and then even I tried a lot of ways to get these permits to deliver stuff. I failed. Frustration is very high. Zero income, no mobility, COVID during the COVID time. But I didn't, my passion is about now. making this platform a success, no? Making sales, selling plans through online. There were very few people in the domain those days in terms of digital platforms. And then somehow I opened up a pathway because I was very keen. My ways was hook or cook, I have to do it. I don't give up, right? I don't get I if I really want to get done, I do it. So I started through store again, and then we sold more than 40,000 trees during the COVID period. Even 12:30 to 10:30 to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, we delivered stuff those days,
Yeah.
right?
People started
With the
gardening.
permissions, with the
Yeah.
permissions, right? Because there was a opening for agriculture
Mm.
items delivery, right? So that's how it works. So there may be issues, right? Now, even after COVID, again, platform sales went down, right? That was the reality. Now, right now, even platform doesn't perform as the way I really wanted, right? The fuel prices are very high, and
Mm.
I really want to build affordability, but the fuel prices are very high. The delivery charges are very high. Then now I am in, now I don't know, even myself, I have a doubt. How do I figure it out this, the right balance, right? So there are challenges, always there are challenges. Even though you have passion, get things done is a different art, right? Uh, so this is a very classic example. So now I'm trying to figure it out the right path, right? So don't give up. Those dark days are there, right? Rainy days are there, but light is always near, right? So it won't last. Dark days won't last long. There will be some time. Of course, there will be some time, but you will figure it out the light very soon. So don't give up. When you are down, understand that you are down, right? Accept that you are down, and then figure it out a way to to come back.
Yeah.
There's no any metrics behind that. You have to heal yourself. You have to heal yourself. Figure it out. Sometimes you can find solutions your own, and if you are unable to do, that's where you have mentors. You have friends, someone called friends, right? So you need to get support of friends, the supports, immediate support systems, partners and support friends, and then the parents are always there, right? And then you have ecosystem partners and employees, peers, right? And then that's where you need, as I said, we connect with the right, the second
Net-
questions you asked, the network
Yeah.
thing. So connect the network. Your network will help you to overcome these dark days.
Yeah.
So have a good network, right?
So with that point, I would like to highlight the Green Future Network is also meant for that, to support the young people for sustainability careers, and we provide the mentorship, guidance, and all uh, the what we didn't have at that at our time. So this is totally a career guidance network. So always welcome to accept your the burnout related issues as well. Okay, so the last segment, so that's about the future of sustainability. So now we have discussed about how to identify passion, and even during after identifying what are the issues that we are facing, and if we feel lost, what to do, and we discussed about the mental well-being, and now a bit about the future, because despite all these uncertainties, this is also one of the most exciting time. I mean, currently is a very exciting time to enter sustainability if there is an undergraduate in the audience. So, from your perspective, what future trends and opportunities should young people pay attention to? What are the trending topics?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me, okay. So Upeksha, I'll answer your questions, but I'm tapping into
Yeah.
this
Okay, no worries.
climate actions, right? So all of you know we are walking towards a self-destruction, right? So we have 8 billion people in this world, and all these 8 billion people need to eat, need to wear, need to travel, and need to use technology. And yep, we need to do everything. And we extract certain things from the mother nature, and then we throw them, we burn them, and then we contaminate water. And the biodiversity is, the habitats are, we are destroying habitats, and the water temperature is going up, the atmosphere's temperature is going up, and we say we are in the era of global boiling, right? And we are encountering adverse climatic changes, right? And then we are focusing on mitigation and adaptation, right? Right? And then we are trying to standardize certain things through businesses, green procurement, green policies, green standards, right? Because businesses really drive the system meeting the needs and wants of the 8 billion people. So the government and the local parties, they are trying to formulate policies and frameworks, standards, guidelines to reduce the incremental temperature rise of 1.5 Celsius. So I thought of talking to young people, which is our future, right? So I want all of you, including you guys, to become guardians for the future, because we will lose the future very soon, right? And it's happening. And I must say, very hard to manage day by day. All the parameters are going into a very negative stages. So that's where my passion is, to talking to young people like you. So I came up with this. I'm connecting passion and this, right? So the next way is more or less, for me, of course, it's green, right? Obvious. Circular economy would be something, very prominent. Reduce waste, enhance material life, and regenerative practices when it comes to circular economy. And then the green procurement, and then uh, ESG related disclosures, and then green skills and green jobs, right? Would be the
Future trend.
next big wave. Yes. So I think the opportunity is there for all of you. What really matters is like how you uh, prepare yourself to face these opportunities and challenges. How resilient are you when it comes to vulnerabilities, right? And then, Upeksha, I really want to summarize all these things into these things, right? The discussion. Some may think that planting trees is passion, but I would say even you are planting trees, sometimes it might not be your passion, right? It might be one time thing. Beach cleanups might not be your passion, right? Uh, Volunteering, sometimes it might not be passion. It's something you do repetitively again and again, right? And by doing one time activities, you will never figure it out, your passion, right? Right? Being a part of a society doesn't make you a passionate person, right? And then always when you have a passion or something, an interest, a love for a work, you should grow yourself by learning and hearing from others. Grow big, right? Uh, Use anyone's opinions and anyone's knowledge, right? There is no hard and fast rule. Again, for that, learning. Not only always the digital or academic stuff, even non-formal education is there. And then convert that passion into a purpose, right? So it might be small, but that's fine. Have a purpose. If someone asks, what is your purpose of life? You need to explain it by few words. That's it. That clarity you need to get. Huh? So it's not the right time to do an activity, but I request. So how many people are there in the chat? Right, 53. So when you remove both of us, when we remove both of us, that means 51 people are there. So try to picture yourself, draw something, an object, who you are, what sort of form or what sort of material or what sort of animal or what sort of flower or anything which can be articulate you in a very few pencil sketches. So then you know who exactly you are. And then last but not least, it's okay to have passion. It's okay to have purpose. But if you are not doing it to deliver an impact, no point. You can have large organizations. You can have small organizations. Sometimes you don't have an organization. That's fine. Sometimes you don't want work with groups. You're not a part of a group. Sometimes you are just one single person with a passion, with a purpose, and do your bit. Deliver the impact. That's all matters. But having said that, being in a movement, being in a network, being in association, that means you can do big things with more people. That's where you have these associations, brands, programs, networks, etc. Done.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen as well. So thank you very much. So now the platform is open for your questions. Yeah, we can see raise hand. Yeah, I saw a person raising hand. Please, you can unmute and speak. Also, you can drop your questions to the inbox. Uh, please make use of this chance. And if you are struggling in your journey, if you have any questions, also you can ask. With the time, managing the time, we will try to accommodate your questions as well.
Now I see learn for life. Lanka is also here, right?
Mm.
Hi, Mandari. And then we have technology faculty from Javardhanapura. I also reading for a MSc in waste management and circular economy from Javardhanapura these days. Very nice. And then we have urban bioresources again from I think Javardhanpura. And then one or two. Okay, I have Nilesia from Colombo University Technology faculty. Yes, 3 years back we were there in a team. Yes,
Yes,
we
this
were
may be
doing
our yeah.
yes, mycelium related packaging materials. And then we have ICAM. Very nice. Good to see you, Nilesia.
Okay.
And thank you for the comment. No questions?
Okay,
That means I.
one question is asking, it's direct question, can we
Okay.
visit to your company?
Good question. Right. So my company is now I don't have a zero trash collection center. It was closed last December. So the Turu store is there at my home. It's at if you Google it, Turu store, it's my home. Uh, so let me tell you something. Uh, I think good question. It gives me to explain you. Sometimes you might think of you need have to have money to do certain things, right? In my story, money was not never a fact to stop me doing these things. From my home, I started things. So based on the economic situations and the lack of sales, I have to fall back, right? So that's also a strategy. So it's in Ratmalana, Moratua. So do call us and then we can meet.
Okay, now another question. How to get an exposure in industries with sustainability focus by providing our innovative ideas? How to get an, yeah.
Yeah, always you can work with me. I do have some sort of an impact intern thing. So you guys can work with me. Even the remote work we can do. I do a lot of projects, right? If you ask me work, I have a lot of work, right?
Okay, so
I
with the same person asking how to get an membership.
membership
Okay,
from you.
from your
Yeah, I don't have memberships, but you can definitely
internship.
do a very short term unpaid internship with me that I will stretch your capacities and I will expose you to my network. So that's what I typically do with university students. And then you will have the access to talk to me, learn through me. Uh, so answering your very first things. So team, remember when you learn a lot of academic things in the university itself. I went through the list. There were many distinguished universities coming through diverse backgrounds, disciplinaries. I know you are good in reading textbooks to answering questions the language wise. Sometimes what happens is there's a mismatch. Even you fundamentals, the practical applications is so differ when you are in the ground level. Sometimes you are like you have the technical things, but you don't know the people management. Sometimes working in teams, sometimes the in how to face the internal politics, sometimes even decision making. So it's a matter of you work with many people and offer yourself as a resource for them. And then even you think that you are a resource, sometimes you are a burden, right? Because you need to be fed the system and the processes from their organizations. And then when you became a resource, and then you have punctuality, time management, decency, perseverance, negotiation skills, and then the excellence in terms of delivery, quality, and the language skills, and then people value your existence in the organization, then you will be hired, right? And then you will work, do multiple projects, and then get exposure, and then you become a resource, right? Have more lessons learned, and then you know what exactly to do, how to do, when to do, with whom you need to do. Unless that, you are not a resource. You are a half-baked product. So work with the industry, FOC, do internships, talk to people, get mentors, work for people FOC, and then only one day you can charge a lot. I been in that domain. I know how that will work, because the more you have the exposure, sometimes even you talk, people pay you. That's what called consultation sometimes, right? Mentoring, right? Because you have done your homework way back in many years, and you know how exactly need to do this, when to do this, how to do this, and who is the how and how it needs to be get it done. So you will also, I also started with a trainee, intern, and you also start your journey with an intern, and then one day you will also become a very matured professional, right? So that will take some time, some efforts, some restless nights, and then around the clock work, and also good learnings, and then certifications and network. So go through that hard journey, and then success won't be a very difficult thing.
Yeah. So she's asking the contact details of you. You may share here, or yeah, you can
Ah,
share.
okay. You all see my screen? No, no.
I think if you put in the chat,
Okay, will do.
okay, any more questions from anyone? So we are about to close the Q&A session. Any more questions? Yeah, so you can find our guest speakers' contact details in the chat box now. Okay, any more questions? Otherwise, we can close up the Q&A session, but we have few more minutes left to showcase about our network, what you can get from our network as well. So after completing the entire session, we will share you the feedback form. Uh, Also to put your name as an attendance sheet to get the certificate. Okay, so with that, then let's close the Q&A session. And thank you so much, Hasanka, for very inspiring and very honest, thoughtful conversation today. I think what stood out most is that building a meaningful life and a meaningful career is not only about having everything figured out immediately. So it's all about staying curious, also being willing to explore, understanding yourself deeply, and also continuous learning, and with the network, building relationships, and also having the courage to keep growing through uncertainty. So, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts today. And I believe our participants got a lot from you. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Upeksha, and also the participants who was there and raised questions and engaged. And it was always a nice thing to talking to young people like you. And especially, I congratulate and I wish all the very best for the Green Future Network, for your organizing this, and for the impactful work you do, connecting young people and then the mentoring them, giving them more visibility about what exactly happening. And I was so happy to see that there were a lot of people, and also they were there, and also the questions all make sense, right? And then I don't know exactly I have answered uh, everything correctly, but it was always my consciousness and my values, right? So I believe on values, and I believe on passion, purpose, finally, impact.
Yeah.
And good luck, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So you heard a very inspiring story today from Hasanka Padukka. So that's why for Environmental Day, celebrating our this year Environmental Day, we open for a challenge or kind of a campaign called the Green GFN Green Voices. So that's to get inspired from people. Like you can share your journey in your sustainability careers, from whom you got inspired and why, especially why did you choose this career. So you can share your story as well, and we are happy to give you the visibility, and it will help someone else also to get inspired. So before 31st of May, please share your story and through our GFN Green Voices campaign. Also, I would like to give you quick, like 5 minutes. I will take 5 more minutes to give a brief introduction about ourselves. If any of you are very new, so basically, Green Future Network is under the EcoHive. So EcoHive is a company. It's a impact-driven sustainability platform. So we work at the intersection of real-world sustainability challenges, education, and action under three pillars. So you can see the EcoHive Green Solutions. That's where we work with buildings, businesses, and projects on real sustainability challenges like energy, water, waste, carbon management. All the certification related services are provided through that. And under the EcoHive Academy, that's where we focus on green skills education, especially for undergraduates, young professionals. And under the third pillar, EcoHive Green Bus, that's where we use our storytelling to make sustainability relatable. And the Green Future Network sits within the EcoHive Academy, and it was created because we kept seeing same problem again and again, especially me, young people like you, undergraduates, and those who are passing out from universities uh, reached out to me asking the guidance from choosing a career. So that's why, to give you a career guidance, we started this network. So basically, Green Future Network is a purpose-driven community empowering undergraduates and young professionals to build meaningful careers, skills, as well as impact in the green economy. And it also exists to help you young people move from confusion and guesswork to purpose-driven, evidence-based green careers. So you will, I want to highlight evidence-based green careers because we are providing a framework to track your growth. And like I said, the Green Future Network bridges the gap between the passion and profession, helping new young people turn sustainability interest into real skills, credible experience, mentorship, and meaningful career pathways. So that's why we provide the Green Skills training through our Green Skills Accelerator program, and we provide the mentorship and career guidance through this kind of webinars. And also one-to-one mentoring sessions are also conducted. If you prefer, if you require, we provide one-to-one mentoring as well. And also you get the industry exposure through projects as well as site visits and all. And we have conducted one experience sharing session past, but we are about to do another session, especially those who attend our Environmental Day campaign. We have promised them to accompany them for a site visit. So it's a valuable opportunity, so don't miss that. And recognition for your impact is another one that we offer. So that's basically through our the framework that we have developed called the Green GFN Impact Path. So that's where you can track your own career path through our the framework developed, and we track your activities. We track your activities and give points to each actions under 6 pillars. You can see leader. Those are 6 pillars. I will showcase what those are. And there are, like I said, this is an impact based or the impact path, membership based network. So this is our impact path. that is powered by this leader framework. That means it depends on the number of points you collect. So you can enter the network as an Hive explorer. I think all of you are in Hive explorers, and then once you complete uh, the 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 basic skill set, you get transferred into the second tier Hive Trailblazer level, and then you can become Hive ambassador and a mentor or fellow. So this is our GFN Impact Path leaderboard example. So we are keeping track on the members who register for the GFN Impact Path, and we are about to launch a software platform as well, online platform as well for the tracking purpose. And these are the pillars that we track your activity. So your learning activities, what are the learning skills that you gain, and what are the engagement activities, maybe through webinars or some engagement with the society. So green social skills. So learning means green technical skills, and action mean uh, the projects that you do. Not only learning, you have to practice what you learn. So that's the action pillar. That's where we track what you actually practice, and then discover, that's your research skill. So you have to learn new things and you have to explore new topics. That's essential for the career guidance. That's essential for your career growth. So we track that as well. And empower. So everyone, even if you are from the entry level, you can still lead people. You can still lead projects. You can still do some leadership. You can still improve your leadership skills. So that's where we track your leadership skills under Empower pillar. And Rise, that's where you track the recognition that you get, the visibility maybe from your company you work, maybe your network you are in, and even through Green Future Network, if you secure the leaderboard every month, you get Rise points. So likewise, this is a year-long structured impact and recognition framework. Once you keep a balance between the six pillars, definitely your career is the career growth is assured, because we should not only focus on learning or only one pillar. We have to have a balance. So that's only where you can go, like you can grow up in your career. So that's why we told you that the Green Future Network is a career guidance network. Okay, so Green Skills Accelerator program is supporting the learning pillar, and we have conducted the full program in 2025, and there's an ongoing program in 2026, and hopefully in this month, the next month, we will have a circular economy session, um, and we will let you know more details. And the GreenCast live sessions like this, so we have conducted monthly webinars from June. So we started the network in June, and all the session recordings are available in our YouTube channel. So you can go and prefer and refer. We will be including this recording as well. Yeah. So that's what I was talking about our the platform that we are developing. So you can track the progress, as well as you can download a report through the platform that will help you. It's kind of a green profile, green professional profile, and which you can showcase in interviews as well. So that's about Green Future Network. And if you are interested in joining the network, joining the GFN Impact Path, especially, we will share more details through email with the certificate. You can register and join us. So also you can follow our social media platforms and stay in touch. Okay, I can't see any questions, and I will be sharing the feedback form link now. Don't miss this, because those who don't fill this won't be able to get the certificate. And don't ask the don't say that we couldn't fill because then it's really hard to manage the certification process. Okay, the feedback form is in the chat box. Don't miss that. Please fill that. Give your feedback about the program and your comments to the speaker. What you learned about what you learned today. So please share your opinions. And with that, we can wind up the GreenCast Live session May.